Well, I started this, it's a new garden. It's a very young garden, as gardens go, and one of my proudest things is that I think this part of the garden in particular looks as though it's been here for a very long time, whereas in actual fact it's only been here 18 months. It came about through the loss of my bereavement of my partner Roger, and he enabled me to purchase this piece of land from my neighbour and create in his memory this wildlife garden. And when you're sitting here, there's such the serenity of the place, even though I'm right sort of very close to the centre of Wimborne, is amazing. And so I think this part of my garden gives me the most pleasure. Well, it makes me feel actually quite emotional. This garden is very special to me, and it's been a real lifesaver, and having the wildlife is a bonus. I don't use chemicals, I never have used chemicals, and it shows, I feel, in a little tiny garden like this, it just shows exactly what you can create, a little tiny weeny oasis, even though there are other gardens around here. It's amazing. I get a great variety of wildlife. I have a fox, and there is a badger that lives in the orchard just next door, and they come through and create havoc sometimes. But as far as invertebrates, I've got many bees, different bumblebees and bees, hoverflies, all sorts of flies and beetles, huge number of stag beetles here. It's a hot spot apparently. And I have seen as many as 10 in one place when I've moved some logs where they sit under. There's frog in there and lots of tadpoles, and I haven't seen a newt, but I'm hopeful in due course. And there are 1 or 2 toads, so a wide spectrum. The biggest challenge, I think the biggest challenge at the moment has been this hot weather in the summer. I get such pleasure from designing it and physically creating. I find that for my personal well-being, my physical well-being, but mostly my mental well-being, I feel calm and peaceful when I come into this tranquil spot. And the physical work of creating it is really good. When I go in at the end of the day, I feel tired, a natural tiredness and relaxation, and it's just conducive to me being out here. And it was to create a garden and just show what you could achieve. And I built a vegetable box, and I grow all my vegetables. I have a fruit tree, a pear, plum and apple tree. I have rhubarb, a gooseberry, and I grow these vegetables and really sustain myself with salads as well. I think it depends how big your space is, and by many garden standards this is very small, but some people have even smaller. And so I think having a little pond, which you can make even in a washing up bowl or a half a barrel or a plastic tub, you can create something really very small that will bring in wildlife. And then once you bring in some wildlife from that, I think having buddleias, even in a pot, having some plants that you can look up easily online to find out if you really don't know much about gardening, and you will find, and with Dorset Wildlife Trust, you'll find they have information for you to find what it is that you would find most beneficial to have, starting off from scratch. And everybody, one thing to do is to visit Dorset Wildlife Trust website and get Dorset buzzing.